Hey everybody, and welcome back to Fresh Set. I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Kevin.
And we're back again.
We're here.
And it's Mother's Day.
Is it
Yeah.
still, if all the mothers are sleeping, is it still Mother's Day? If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it. No, I had that philosophical proverb was in my head because we talked about it this week, and I think it's absolute horseshit. But fuck off, philosophy majors.
Oh God, we're starting off well here.
Yeah.
Before we jump into the episode, I just want a reminder: if you like our content, which you should, obviously.
Yeah. This intro's like that.
Yeah, right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow at Fresh Set Podcast on social media, on Instagram, TikTok. And then wherever you find your podcast and YouTube, and share and all that stuff, comment, and talk to us. Okay. There was no race this weekend. It was an off week, but we are a quarter of the way through the season, which seems crazy.
Quarter now?
Yeah, 6 races.
We're 6 races in.
Yeah. So more races. I think we have a bit of a triple header. Or triple header or double header? Triple.
I know for sure it's a double. Might be a triple because they would go to Italy,
Imola,
Spain, and
Monaco.
Monaco, yes. Italy, Monaco, Spain.
Yeah. So another triple header.
Yeah. But we are
coming up
in Interlagos next week.
Interlagos is Brazil.
Imola.
We're doing well.
My
today.
Goodness.
I was like, no, we're not.
Yeah, it felt weird coming out of my. No, I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Yeah. Anyways,
because I know you'll pull that for the clips
for
socials. Yeah.
Right. We need to regroup here. Okay. Yeah. It's been a week of a little bit of news. That's 3 big things, I think, or 2 big things that have kind of capitalized the whole week with any sort of Formula One news. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
And jumping right in.
First one, that wasn't one of the big ones, but I mean, I think the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
Jack Doohan has been replaced will be replaced going forward by Colapinto in the Alpine. Made it through 6 races, which is much more than I gave him. Well, not much more, like 3 more.
Yeah.
Than I gave him. But I think that running right into the side of Liam Lawson last weekend kind of just cemented it. I think at turn 1, turn 2, Briatore just said, you know what, I'm done. Just bring the car in. You're
yeah, honestly. I mean, we kind of saw it coming, and Franco Colapinto, I think, has just been there. The bizarre thing with it, though, is that we are now hearing that Colapinto's contract is now only for 5 races, like the next 5. So I'd like to know what Briatore is thinking in terms of, like, we're just going to replace that one too when the time comes. If the time comes.
I think Briatore is a very big Costco fan. Now, stay with me for a second. Have you ever seen like January, first week of January, second week of January, third week of January? Have you ever been to Costco around that time?
No.
Costco takes everything back. So you can use it for as long as you want, and then you just take it back. It doesn't matter if you've used the Christmas tree for the whole season. They'll take it right back. And you could take it back up to like, you could buy a TV. We use it for a year, probably bring it back, and they'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? We don't care. Really? And they'll take it back. Yeah. Costco is terrible. I mean, go for their hot dogs. They're fantastic, and they're like $1.50. But I don't understand this business model. But yeah, I think he's got that Costco mentality. It's like, yeah, we're gonna try you out for a little bit, and then I'm just gonna take you back, and then I'm gonna get something else, and then I'll probably replace you in another 6 weeks.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because, or not funny, it kind of sucks.
Kind of funny.
For Doohan is that he's not being let go. He's being told that he's now the reserve driver.
Yeah.
So he's got to hang around.
Places. He just shaved his head for this, you know, to be buddy with
Pierre.
With Pierre.
Gasly. Interesting. But then it's also like not interesting. Like we kind of saw this.
We knew it was happening. I don't think anybody expected him to last the whole season.
No. And what kind of continues to happen for Alpine for the rest of the week is more news. More and more news. We have the quasi-resignation of Ollie Oaks.
Quasi?
I mean, I don't think it's a resignation. I think that's what I'm saying is quasi. Like that's what they're saying. It was a resignation. He says it was. I think he was.
So I have a theory, but we'll go over the news. But I have a theory.
So he resigned earlier this week and is
being replaced
by Briatore.
How long until Colapinto gets replaced by Briatore?
Yeah, right. I'm gonna drive
and be team principal from the car.
Yeah. He's just gonna tell everybody what to do. It's been an interesting week for them. And lots of drama. I mean, there's lots of drama around when somebody is replaced or removed or whatever, resigned mid-season, 6 races in, a quarter of the way in. But yeah, I think it's interesting.
Yeah, and then like the day, he resigns, everybody thinks it's kind of weird. There was no obvious signs that he wanted to leave. Yeah. Unless there were in the paddock, who knows? But outwardly there wasn't. And then they talk about somebody had asked him about like issues within the paddock and about Briatore's manager style, and he said no. Briatore's been like a father to me, or I consider him like a father. And then the day after that, there's news that comes out that Oliver Oaks' brother, who was arrested in Rugby just outside of Silverstone, under I believe it's like some embezzlement charges or pending some kind of shady
dealings.
And so Oliver and his brother are also owners. I believe they are co-owners or co-CEOs of a company that they took over from the Mazepins after the Mazepins had to give it up for the sanctions against Russia. So who knows what kind of shady dealings are in that company or were, if they cleaned it up or not. And then you call Briatore like a father to you, who has also been ousted from F1 for very shady dealings, tax evasion, tax fraud. And then shortly after that, after his brother's just been, or the day before his brother, either the day before his brother was arrested or the same day, he up and goes to Dubai. Mm-hmm. You're not looking good.
No.
I mean,
none of it looks good.
No, it doesn't. I believe it was the day before I believe he resigned and basically took off to Dubai, which I don't understand. Yeah. Like, you probably got shit to do. Maybe it was for the company. But it kind of seems, the timing of it, like you knew something was coming down and you just said, you know what, I'm gone. Or maybe Briatore said, we can't have this in our organization. You're going to have to resign and we'll see what comes of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think there is, they keep saying it was a resignation and he just wants to step away. And, Alpine has come out and said they accept his resignation and here's their statement on it.
We accept the resignation we told him to write.
Right, exactly. And then they start to get like this, a little bit of heat, right? It's like, what's going on? Like, why is this all of a sudden, is it because they're getting rid of Doohan? Did he not agree with replacing him so quickly? Whatever it is. But what I found interesting was that from the desk of Flavio Briatore comes a statement, which is, I think, a little unlike him because he's also very much like, I don't give a fuck attitude, which the statement from Alpine should be enough. why did he have to make an individual statement, which kind of makes you look a little guilty.
Let me just pretend like I'm taking my fingerprints off all of this.
Yeah, and just like, this is nothing to do, and he just, all the Oaks was this, and he wanted to do this, and he was great, and it's just like, okay, this is weird, and you guys are just making it weirder and weirder, and as the story unfolds, it's just like, what is going on there? Pierre is probably like, can I leave? What is going on?
Am I going to be okay? I just got my hair transplants.
Yeah, Colapinto's probably like, do I? Anybody else need a driver? I'm sure he's happy to be there. But yeah,
and so much like every media outlet all just went back to Oscar's tweet from 2023 about see, he saw this mess.
Yeah. He knew what was coming.
Yeah.
Did you see Franco Colapinto's announcement post on social media?
I don't think I did.
Well, I thought he was just doing an ad for, I think it's DHL. But it's this whole production where somebody delivers a box to him and he signs for it and he opens it up and it's the helmet and he puts the helmet on and he's like, welcome back. And I was like, this is quite a big production for somebody that was just called up this week.
Yeah.
It's like when Liam got called up last year, it was just like, hey, on his selfie.
But it wasn't. When we watched Drive to Survive, we know that there was this big whole thing. There's the pictures being taken. He's smiling. He knows at least a week beforehand.
Yeah.
And that's the other shady thing. Just promote him.
Yeah.
We don't need a whole bunch of social, Alpine, your social media isn't driving that much revenue. So you don't need to do this.
No.
You don't need to have all this shady bullshit behind the scenes.
Yeah. And if I was them, especially with Briatore, I'd kind of want to be keeping... You just got back in last year, halfway through last year.
Yeah.
Let's not cause problems yet.
I don't think he knows how not to.
It's in his nature.
I think he likes it, actually.
Yeah, of course. Loves it. Absolutely loves it. But yeah, I mean... It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
I'm going to keep following his brother's, I guess, trial or news, whatever. Because I feel like there's going to be more that's going to come out of that.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if we're going to hear more about this, or Alpine's going to try and bury it to remove it from them.
Or Oliver just moves permanently to Dubai.
Yeah. Yeah, we never see him again, never hear from him again. But yeah, so that's the Alpine of it all for this week. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens over the next little bit with them. I mean, Pierre is running half decently, so we'll see what Colapinto's able to do, and maybe this will be buried.
Able to last.
Yeah, we've got another quarter for him to get through, but. Yeah, we'll see.
One thing I just want to touch on before we get into the bigger news, I know it's going to take us a longer time. It's been over a lot of places where Cadillac is kind of starting to have narrow down what drivers are talking to. They're talking to Bottas. They're thinking about Zhao. Sergio Perez is another big name. It seems like he might be a front runner. There. Colton Herta is another one. But it looks like they're starting to... it was the first time they actually fired up their engine or the power unit, I believe. And so they can be their own engine supplier by 2029, I believe. Yeah. But it seems like they're starting to narrow down their drivers.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I think Colton Herta is a lock. To me,
really?
I think that American driver
is
a lock. I think they want that. I think they're going to be another American base. No, they're going to be out and they built that facility. They won't be an American based, but they're an American based brand.
Yeah.
I think they're going to want an American driver, at least to start off. And Logan Sargent isn't their driver. No. I think
I don't think he's even an option, maybe. No.
I'm sure. Like, I mean, his name is there. I
Yeah.
don't think he's on the short list.
Yeah.
It's on the do not sign column, but
it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
It's on the paper.
It's not on the best side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that makes the most sense. I think it's going to be Perez and Herta. If it's not, then if it's not Perez, I think it would be Bottas.
Yeah. I did see that there was like rumors in the week before Miami there that it was possible that Perez was going to be in Miami, and there was Cadillac did a event during the Miami Grand Prix weekend.
They revealed their car,
which was like, from what I've seen and heard, it was like a non-event at the same time. Like nothing really happened. They just showed the same specs that they've shown everywhere else. But it was said that there was rumors that they were going to announce Perez that weekend. I mean, people are just pulling at anything. But it's not something that we haven't heard for a while. So I agree. I think Perez is probably going to be one of them. And then, it's like you said, an American driver.
It's like you said before we started this. I mean, he brings the most money to the team. And as a new team, the 11th team, you're going to need some kind of money. You need some kind of backing.
Yeah.
You're going to have shit that's going to fail. It's not going to work out for you well. You need as much money as possible, especially to sign drivers. So I think he does bring the most
probably
in terms of drivers for what's available. I think
probably not. Probably Perez,
I think Perez, because Red Bull lost what, 30 million in sponsorships just from Perez. So I don't know how you don't take that deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, next year is going to be interesting for every single team. So, but I mean, I do think Perez is a strong contender for that team, and it makes sense even if they sign him for 2 years. He's what I think he's my age. So 2 years, he'll be 37.
I was going to say, are you going to reveal your age to everybody?
37, 38. And like he'll probably just do this for a couple more years and be out of here.
You think so? Our drivers are getting older and older.
Yeah, this is also true. All right, so what did we have? The next,
the big one,
the big one,
the big one that I don't think anybody saw coming.
No,
I was shocked. I was looking for an April Fool's post. I'm like, when is this from?
Yeah.
But it was from 4 days ago. Carlos Sainz Sr. is considering a run for FIA president. Now, when this first came out, and the one I had saved, it was like, how serious is this? But apparently it come out like the day after, or 2 days after. He confirmed, it's very serious consideration.
Yeah, and he's now being very open with talking about it, and Carlos Sainz Jr. also talked about it. So, I mean, this is happening. I think immediately there was it's not going to be fair. His son is part of Formula One. He's a part of his son's team.
Well, I think he would relinquish all of that.
Which is what he came out and said. He's like, I can be partial. I can be fair.
Impartial.
Impartial.
I was going to say, hold on a second.
I can be impartial.
Did he just say that he's going
I can be impartial. I can, look at it from a different, and he's like, obviously I would step down as, obviously not dad, but I can step down from
I would stop being
my position. Yeah. So, I mean, I think we know the vote is this year, or it
is the end of this year. It's December-ish, I believe.
So, I guess we had possibly Susie Wolff going. Now we've got Carlos Sainz Jr. or Sr. going up against Ben.
I think that if Carlos Sainz Sr. throws his hat in the ring, that Susie Wolff doesn't even take a shot.
Really?
So, I can't find it now, but there is a process to even like receiving a nomination or whatever. You have to have, and this is throughout all the I'll have to look it up again, but you have to have some kind of backing or agreement from other drivers series or officials in those series, certain series under the FIA, and a certain amount of support to be able to put your name in there.
Fair.
So I don't know what that entails. This is what I just read briefly. I don't know exactly how it works. Not saying that I believe Susie would absolutely get it. I think that with Carlos Sainz Senior's presence and caliber in motorsport in general,
the fact that he's still racing in rally.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he runs, he wins.
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah, and I mean,
unless Ben's got some dirt on a bunch of different officials, which I wouldn't doubt.
I wouldn't doubt that at all.
I think he would be like, just like Colton. I think he would be a lock.
Yeah.
I think it would be an easy win.
Yeah, and I think also it would be, I think one of the things that came up too is you have Senior would be FIA president and Junior is obviously still driving, and he is a part of the, what was it? The GDPA. He's like the president of that. So it's like the two
PDA, Grand Prix Drivers Association.
Yeah. Whichever way. And so him and Russell, I think, had that up with I think Vettel actually stepped down now. Yeah, Vettel stepped down, so that's when Sainz stepped in. It would be interesting to see what it would look like.
Go against each other?
Yeah. Yeah, just being like, but I mean, all the things. Yes, the drivers do fight the FIA and stuff that's going on. I think this is the most recent, like these last couple of years are the most that it's like, because the rules are ridiculous.
But they also do not have a sanctioned voice. They're just a group.
Yeah.
And they have no say. They don't have any meetings. Well, they have meetings with the FIA, but they don't have any kind of seat at the table.
Yeah.
When it comes to their sport and their brand, which some other places do, but they don't. Yeah.
Well, and I think this would be like, it's not that this is impossible that a father and son could do this. I mean, we have Susie and Toto that are both in the sport, and they're not really, I think they've said that they don't talk a lot about individual things.
Yeah.
They lean on each other for advice, but I mean, you just won't be able to talk about certain things at home.
Do you think that if there was ever, like, Carlos Sainz Sr. is in race 2, or in wherever we were, Saudi Arabia or whatever it was, China, in race 2, either way, whatever, race 2 of the season, Carlos Sainz, it's a 50-50 kind of incident. Does his father just try and make an example of him, give him like a 2-race ban? Like right off the hop. Just
2-race ban.
Yeah.
You know what? I would actually, now that this has come up and you're bringing that up, I would actually like to know how involved the president is in the day-to-day functions of a race day functions. Like, are they just in the room? Are they?
I don't think they are day-to-day. At least they're not supposed to be. I don't believe so. I do believe that there are calls made by current FIA president when he sees certain things and be like, this needs to be, like, you need to come down hard here. Or maybe not outright saying, I'm going to influence, but maybe little suggestive thoughts.
Like, I'm wondering if it goes to, everybody that's looking at it, they're like, okay, this is our decision, and then it has to go to him for like the stamp of approval or denial, or where it stops. But yeah, I mean, I think he would have to make no, I don't know if he would.
I don't think it would be. I don't think it would make an example of him.
No.
I don't think so at all. I just thought it'd be funny if he did.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like,
you know what? Look, you doubted me here. He's banned. He's banned from the sport.
He can't race at all. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, I do think if it's just him versus Ben, he's won. We've now heard 2 names floating around. I'm sure there's going to be more if this is, or like you said, maybe people will be like, okay, Carlos, you take it. You're good. As long as someone's out. Yeah. I think people would be happy. So
do you think Jos Verstappen would put his name in now that Carlos Sainz Sr.'s in there?
He would not.
Like, you know what? Fuck this guy.
He would not get it.
He would not get it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Just like, I can't let him go.
Yeah. It'd be funny. All the dads coming in being like, I want to put my name in. Yeah, that would kind of be funny. We could nominate people. I say Ted Kravitz.
No.
Not impartial at all.
Not impartial at all. Yeah. Like they just play a reel of his clips and be like you can't. There's no way.
No. Ripping people apart. No.
It'd be great.
Yeah. He would be.
He'd be better in an interview than Ben would.
Yeah. For sure. Definitely better. All right. What else do we have? We have a bit of a Liam Lawson rumor, which, okay. So this is a rumor that Liam Lawson may want to look for another job because there's rumor that he may not be staying at VCARB through the end of the year.
I had read that he was given the Red Bull talking to about, ship up or ship out. Shape up.
Yep,
that's the one.
Up.
Whatever. I'm not that much of a dad, so I don't know.
Yeah. So, but the talks of this is coming from Juan Pablo Montoya, who is also a former racer himself.
Sounds like a Scarface cart.
Yeah, honestly. Has he had a conversation with Red Bull or Liam or Liam's team? No. This is just him looking at the situation, and you were demoted and you're not doing well with your demotion. Yeah. And it just, if I were you, I'd be looking for something to do. And
knowing Marco.
Yeah, right. Which, I mean, he may not be wrong with this assumption or whatever he's spitting out. But I have a bone to pick with some of these older racers, former racers. People are putting microphones in front of them, interviewing them, wanting them to hear whatever they have to say. They're just loving this drama of feeding the fuel on. I think it was Ralph Schumacher.
I'm sick of hearing about that guy.
Saying just everything. And there was one report that had come out about how Lewis was going to retire and he's done and he's so unhappy and, forget Ferrari. And it was almost quoted in this article as if it was Lewis talking. No, it was Ralph talking. Yeah. And then, now we have Juan Pablo Montoya saying Liam's got to be careful because Red Bull's going to sack him at this point. And it's like, okay, like, guys, you had your turn.
Enough.
Yeah.
They're tired that they're no longer in the spotlight. And it's like, hey.
Yeah.
It's a little sad.
Yes. Like they're just stop talking about any of this. And they're not remotely involved. We don't see them. I think we saw Montoya at one race last year, but we don't see them at races really.
And the reporters that are putting these microphones in your faces don't actually care about what you actually think. They want you to say some off the wall shit.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get them a click.
Yeah, exactly. And so they can manipulate the story and, really they have to quote you in one little spot, but it just please stop. If you're out of it, you're just making all this worse. And, a lot of the drivers have said, not that it necessarily bothers them, but we know Max has commented back about stuff that's said in the media about him. And he's basically saying, shut up. Like, stop.
Yeah. Like, you have absolutely no idea.
Yeah,
you don't know what he talks about with his team, or Christian or whatever. Like, you're not in the know.
Yeah,
you're a viewer with a following. That's it. That's all you are.
Yeah, you were a racer at one point, and things were different when you were, but now it's just like, okay, you're just being very annoying at this point. And like every time I read an article. And I'm like, here we go, Ralph. Here we go.
Looked at, as soon as I see Ralph's name, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, it means nothing to me because everything he says absolutely means nothing to me.
Even if it does come true, I'm just like, I don't care. I don't want to hear it from you.
100 things and one thing came true.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go through our predictions episode. We are in the know when we make one right.
Yeah. Oh, we're geniuses.
I mean, Colapinto's in.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it was race 3, but I'm right.
You are right.
Might as well just interview me now.
We could. This is what we do. We're interviewing each other. Yeah. So it was just, could that be true? Yeah, possibly. But there's really been nothing that warrants
what,
saying it's like
after the race, did he go into the paddock and they're like, you got to do better? Was that what they said? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Like, this is
probably
great. Didn't mean like, okay, you've got like 2 races.
Which is what, like, Stake has been told as well. Like, you've got to both those. Yeah, you got to do better. Somebody in second,
but Doohan.
Yeah, right. He was told
from the beginning of the season that you got like 5-6 races.
Yeah, and maybe that's what they need to do from now on. Is just tell them up front.
Just have trial runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last little bit of news is Max can't get away from racing, even on an off week, even when he just had a baby. He apparently...
This was in Germany, wasn't it? It was in Germany.
I'm just looking at it here.
Or was it in...
It was Nürburgring.
Yeah, it was in Germany.
Yeah. So Max is going to be possibly applying for a new racing license. He did some testing at the Nürburgring in a Ferrari 296 GT3. And he did this testing under a fake name.
Even though it still said Verstappen Racing on the side of the car.
Yeah.
It says racing team.
Yeah.
But
and he raced under, what did I say? Franz Hermann. Which
sounds familiar.
Yes, it does.
And I don't know why. I'm sure I've heard it somewhere.
So this would be we know he's interested in other series. He's interested in 24-hour racing. He does the sim racing for 24 hours. He's talked about Le Mans in the past. Endurance racing is something that he's been interested in, and I guess this is his way. Is this Max leaving Formula One though?
No.
No. This is just taking a break.
Yeah, I think it was just trying the car. Maybe
something to do.
Yeah.
Something to do, another license to take on. But yeah, I mean, he did that. I think people are a little concerned.
Maybe his, I don't know what the reason to be concerned about is, but maybe his drivers that are in this GT3 car are having shit times, and he's like, let me do it. Let me show you.
Let me just make sure you guys are doing it right.
It's not the car, it's you.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a contract till 2028 with Red Bull, but I mean, we know contracts mean nothing, and we know he can leave his contract if he's not in the top 2.
Speculated.
Yes.
If he top 3, if he drops out of the top 3, because he's already out of the top 2.
True. Yeah.
He was never in the top 2, was he? After race 1, I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of it. Yeah.
I mean, some bigger, a couple of big things. So it's basically the week. But then we get into, I was going to say Interlagos again. Imola. We do get into Imola this week. I don't believe anything of these 3 weeks are sprints. Could be wrong because we usually have
Monaco's not.
Break. No, definitely not Monaco. That would be a disaster.
Imola's
Imola is definitely not. I don't believe Spain is.
No.
So it's just 3 regular old races.
Yeah.
Although we do have the new format for Monaco, which we will obviously talk about when it's Monaco, but the automatic 2 pit stop race, which kind of feels cheap to me.
I mean, it's a way to make the race more interesting.
I get it, but it's not about racing. It's about strategy and where you're going to be. Okay, so you're going to have more passing. I don't think it's going to make the race any better.
No, and you throw rain in a random rain shower in Monaco, then we've got 3 pit stops. It's just, I think it's going to make it more of a disaster than anything.
Make the car, I know they're doing it for 2026, but make the cars smaller. We saw passing in F2, we saw passing in F3, we saw passing in Formula E. Make the cars smaller.
Yeah.
And Monaco becomes a better race automatically.
Yeah. But we'll talk about Monaco when we get to Monaco, which is the last. It's the last of this
triple
it's
the
header.
Second one. It's Italy, Monaco, Spain. Yeah, they go geographically proper.
That makes sense. And then they head over to Canada.
Then all to Canada, and then back to Europe. So not geographically proper.
No, not at all. All right. Well, I think that's it for this week. We will be back next week with more food, and we're going to be back with more race recaps. Obviously, like I said, we've got a triple header. But yeah, in the meantime, we'll have this one out, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, grab a fresh set.
Bye.